Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Taco Tuesday. Hope everyone's doing good out there, my friends. Good to have y'all here for another update. And boy, do I tell you, guys, it is going to be quite an active period coming up here soon, because we are seeing multiple storms roll through the region here, both in regarding to winter weather as well as severe weather as well. We do have a lot of severe weather coming up and stuff like that we're going to really need to be looking out there for. But anyways, let's go and give a warm welcome. Let's see, we have Court today. We have, Rain. We have Jonathan. We have, I have no idea I'm just going to call you Sab. I don't know how you say your whole name. Let's see, we have Jonathan, we have Ragtime, we have, Awaken, we have Isaac, Azin, Christian, Isaac, or I already said Isaac, but welcome Isaac. We have Storm here across the Mid-Atlantic, across portions of the Ohio Valley. As you can see, we are getting some heavy snow across places like Virginia, West Virginia, bits of Ohio, Kentucky, out there by like Delaware, Maryland, and New Jersey. That is currently where a lot of heavy snow is currently falling. We do have a lot of winter storm warnings, a lot of winter weather advisories, and all that fun stuff in effect for a lot of these regions here. I know it doesn't look like there's many, but my map still needs to kind of build all the rest of them. Anyways, but yeah, there is a lot of them overall. So definitely, like I mentioned, y'all, please be careful out there. Avoid travel, obviously, if possible. Because, the roads, there you go, they're starting to come in now. The roads are definitely pretty bad out there. So make sure that you guys are looking out for this. So, all right, y'all, we're just going to hop on into it, man. We have a lot of things to talk about today. So, first of all, SPC, Storm Prediction Center, tomorrow, we got a slight risk, a level 2 severe weather threat for tomorrow across the southern U.S. So basically, like I mentioned beforehand, if you guys are new to the channel and new to everything here, basically, there is a risk that goes from level 1 to level 5. Okay, the higher the risk, the potentially more severe and more likelihood of severe weather is. Okay, so keep that in mind. So tomorrow we do have a slight risk, which that is actually a level 2 severe weather threat. Okay, so we do have a threat for severe weather here for tomorrow, and unfortunately tornadoes will be a possibility. We do have a big 5% chance for tornadoes. So we're gonna need to do coverage tomorrow. Okay, so we're gonna be live tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening for some live coverage on the tornado threat and the severe weather threat that we do have tomorrow. Anyways. So yeah, the areas in yellow is kind of the bullseye for this severe weather event as of now. So if you guys are across the yellow, this includes areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Some of the populated areas in that slight risk. does include, but is not limited to, areas like New Orleans. Let's see, we have Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama. We have Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, so we do have some pretty populated areas here in the level 2 threat for tomorrow. And of course, the level 1 threat, we do have areas like Beaumont, Texas, Sandy Springs, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, Roswell, Georgia, Albany, Georgia. You guys are inside of the level 1 threat. So obviously, even if you're in the dark green, it's still an active severe weather threat. You still need to be weather aware and watching the severe weather for tomorrow. Now, like I mentioned, we do have a 5% chance for tornadoes. The greatest probability for tornadic activity is a 5% chance here in the brown, which, does include those areas in that slight risk we just talked about. So make sure you guys are watching out, because tomorrow we could have several tornadoes being possible. Not just one, maybe not just two, there could be several. Okay, so we'll need to really be locking in for tomorrow. Once again, we're going to do coverage tomorrow. It's going to be needed as we are talking a pretty widespread tornado threat, and it's honestly a decent probability. 5% chance. Still kind of on the lower side of the scale, of course, but, I've seen several 5% events that perform pretty good. So we'll definitely need to look out there for that. Damaging winds, we got a 15% chance, non-significant. So what does that mean? Well, basically, we are seeing the potential for damaging wind gusts on these storms, likely ranging between 60 to 70 miles an hour. So this is what the winds could gust to, what they could get up to. And so that is the greatest probability across the 15% in the yellow. So basically, as you can imagine here in the yellow, this is the greatest potential, basically saying that there's a 15% chance of seeing, damaging winds, once again, between 60 and 70 miles an hour. Across the marginal or that level 1 threat, we have the 5% chance. This is a lower probability, of course, of seeing damaging winds. The odds are pretty low, but like I mentioned, covering a pretty large area here. There could be several events where we do have 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, and you guys just need to be looking out for it, okay? So keep that in mind. Then lastly, actually, we do not have a hail threat here for tomorrow. But we'll look more into that here with our next severe weather event. Yes, there's two that we are actually watching. So first of all, once again, we have a slight risk here for tomorrow, 5% chance for tornadoes, 15% chance for damaging winds. Not really expecting any hail, but honestly, it's some storms. There could be some small hail included, but not really expecting anything severe. So that is for Wednesday or tomorrow. Now, going into Thursday, we do not have any active severe weather as of now. Thursday's looking pretty good. Same thing for Friday. However, Saturday, we have another day of severe weather. Okay, so Saturday, we do have another day of severe weather, pretty much for some of the similar areas here. You guys can see areas of like eastern Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, portions of like northwestern Georgia, areas out there by like Tennessee. So make sure you guys are, remaining weather aware, not just for tomorrow being Wednesday, but also for Saturday. So we're going to have 2 days worth of severe weather. So once again, tomorrow being Wednesday, we have an active severe weather threat in the south. And on Saturday, we do as well. 15% chance as of now in the long range outlook. Now, after that, predictability is too low. Honestly, what's going to be happening here for Sunday, it's still a little too early to tell. Here for Monday, that system will be out, and potential is too low, so there's not going to be any severe weather here for Monday. And then, of course, predictability is too low for Tuesday. So that's really in the far extended range, essentially. So honestly, once again, just watch out. We got to be on alert for tomorrow being Wednesday, as well as Saturday as well. Okay, so make sure you guys are remaining weather aware. Anyways, so that's that. As of now, of course, we do not have a breakdown regarding the, probabilities for Saturday's threat. So for Saturday, as of now, we do not have any, we do not have any actual breakdown, regarding the percentage for tornadoes, damaging winds, or hail. That's not available yet. But anyway, so like we mentioned, we do have this ongoing winter storm here. There's a lot of winter storm warnings here in the pink. You guys can see these are all winter storm warnings. They range per location. In this kind of, this color here, what is this, kind of like a purple-ish color? We have winter weather advisories here in effect, for a lot of the places up here in the Northeast and whatnot. Now, we do have a few ice storm warnings actually in effect here for some of the upper elevations of western North Carolina. We do have a couple of ice storm warnings that is in effect because we are expecting a pretty good amount of ice here. This does include areas out there by like Elk Park. This is Elk Park here in the upper elevations of North Carolina. This does include like Banner Elk as well. Let's see, is that Pisgah National Forest included there as well? Cold Springs, Jonas Ridge, some of those areas is in the ice storm warnings. We only have 2 areas here. I believe these are 2 counties that is in those ice storm warnings. Okay, so keep that in mind. Definitely pay attention to the local forecast because, like I mentioned, it really does range. It's totally different for one area as it is for another. You know, you'd actually be surprised how different some of these advisories and warnings are, you know, over a short distance. So that is something that, you know, you guys do need to take into consideration as well, is that not every one of these is the same. Okay, so then we have another winter storm coming through. So there's already a lot of advisories, already a lot of warnings in place here for this next upcoming winter system here. So as you can see, yeah, these areas here is already warned. We already do got winter storm warnings for areas in Kansas, southeast Nebraska, portions of like central southern Iowa, central and northern Missouri, western Illinois. So you guys, a lot of y'all have winter storm warnings out in effect here. Now, we'll go over the totals and stuff like that here in a few minutes. But yeah, warnings are in place, meaning you guys need to be actively watching this threat as, you know, we are expecting some heavy impacts regarding winter weather. Then, of course, you know, the other areas here, we do have those winter weather advisories, which is not as strong as, you know, those winter storm warnings. Advisories are a step under a winter storm warning, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's see here. What's up, Mark? Welcome. In late, but here. Hey, Andrew and all. What's up, Mark? Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Tabletop says, will coastal North Carolina see any severe thunderstorms? No. As of now, no. Tabletop, you're good. What's up, Jazz? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Indiana? Let's see. What's up, Ragtie? Let's see here. Just starting here in southwest corner of Pennsylvania. Oops, let's actually go and look at that real quickly. It actually looks fairly light out there right now, according to current radar. But, you know, yeah, some of you guys are expected to. You know, it's kind of funny, though. We have Pittsburgh here that's kind of in this little in this little bubble with no advisories or anything like that. So, Pittsburgh area, honestly, is going to be pretty good overall. Will Detroit see at least 4 inches? So the current advisory out there by Detroit has you in the range of 2 to 4. So the probability of you seeing at least 4 inches, like you said, it's not really expected as of now. You could get up to 4 inches, but as of now, we're expecting at least 2 inches. So between 2 and 4 is, you know, the likelihood. Also, a little bit of ice accumulation too, up to 1/10 of an inch. Could cause some slippery roadways, could cause some slippery sidewalks and stuff like that. So we'll need to look out there for that. Otherwise, yeah, really not a whole lot. I mean, I know you guys in Detroit really haven't seen much snow this winter. A lot of western Michigan has gotten a lot of snow this year, but, you know, by Detroit really hasn't. And this is, I mean, still not really a crazy storm for you guys, but there will be impacts out there. You know, 2 to 4 inches is enough to cause some impacts, you know, for the region. So just make sure that you are remaining weather aware. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and hop over here to the models. We're going to take a look at the, actually, let's go ahead and pull this up here real quickly. So whenever it comes to it, we are going to go ahead and hop on over here to the models. We're going to start off with GFS here, actually. We're going to look at the GFS here first. What's up, Robert? Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and hop you guys over here now. So, yeah, we're going to start off here with the here we go. We're going to go ahead and start off here with the GFS here overall. So, like I mentioned, we do have this storm that is actively going through right now across the Mid-Atlantic. You know, this will continue to roll through over the next several hours. This should be out here by pretty much tomorrow morning, later tomorrow morning here overall. But then you can see we're going to start to gather a bit more snow here across, you know, the Central Plains and whatnot overall. Here starting basically, yeah, tomorrow morning here, actually really at any time. And if we look at the radar now, real quickly, which we'll go ahead and do. If we look at the radar now, you can actually start to see a little bit of precipitation starting to develop out there kind of towards like Nebraska, Iowa, a little bit of Minnesota there. So it does look like we are starting to get a little bit of that precipitation, a little bit of that snow that's starting to fall here. But yeah, you can see we do have, a high pressure ridge over across the northern United States here, as well as an area of low pressure that's developing here in the south. This is actually pulling up a lot of moisture from the Gulf here. That's pretty much why there's not a whole lot of precipitation falling here while it's on the western side of the country, because it just hasn't really reached that moisture. But as that low works its way through the south, it picks up a lot more moisture, and therefore we'll start to get a lot of those, those snowfall, rates and stuff like that will start to increase, and heavy rain in the south and whatnot. And that's actually the reason why we're having a severe weather threat tomorrow, is because of that system that's kicking off. We'll be kind of kicking off a line of storms that'll be rolling through, which we'll get into that here in a little bit as well. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of snow will start to fall tomorrow across the Central Plains in the Midwest, going up here towards the Ohio Valley. Even a little bit of ice actually is going to be involved with this storm system here. So we'll have to really be looking out there for that. So yeah, this will be happening all throughout, really start kicking off here tomorrow, going through the 13th. And this storm should be out of the country here pretty much by the early 14th. So early Valentine's Day, it should be out. And around this time, we have really high pressure that's built in across the Midwest. This is for Valentine's Day. And honestly, something that I'm a little concerned about is because of how strong this high pressure is, and how quickly that pressure gradient drops off. There could be some strong winds out here towards the Central Plains because of that. Let me go ahead and bring up the winds here. So yeah, due to that tight pressure gradient, basically how the pressure's dropping quickly over a short distance, that will be increasing those winds across the Central Plains and whatnot, and portions of the Midwest here for Valentine's Day. So there could be quite windy out there overall. Okay, definitely could be quite windy for you folks out there across the Central Plains for Valentine's Day. So keep that in mind. But yeah, really, really strong high pressure will be in place for Valentine's Day, which will keep the east calm and really not a lot going on. So you folks out there for Valentine's Day, honestly, we're going to be pretty good. There's really not going to be much happening at that point. So that is good. That is good. See, I can't believe Florida saw snow this year. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? Let's see. I can't believe Louisiana got nearly a foot. I think New Orleans, south of New Orleans, did report a foot from what I saw. That's pretty crazy, dude. That's pretty wild, man. Let's see here. Bracing for snow here in Michigan tomorrow. We'll stay safe. Yeah, so that is going to be a problem tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and actually jump to accumulation since we're on the models here. So I want you guys to know this is an estimate. This is one model. This is one model run. So do not take this for what it shows. Don't take this too seriously. Because models, they're obviously not perfect and everything like that. Just get an idea based off of it, but don't fully, like I said, just do not fully, trust it, essentially. Anyway, so here's the latest guidance from the GFS. This is the 18 Zulu run. This is the latest one that we have, the latest full run anyways that's available. So a lot of the areas that's actually involved in this winter weather is going to be mostly in the range of around 3 to 5 inches. So as you guys can see, remember, this is one model. This is one model run. But according to the GFS here, the American Long Range, we are talking, areas out there by Iowa, mostly within the range of about, upwards of 3 to 5 inches. For some of those upper areas there, potentially could be seeing, 3 to 5 out here towards like northern Kansas, like southeastern Nebraska, portions out there in Missouri, of course, working its way up here towards Illinois, Indiana. It shows a little bit more for areas out there by like northern Indiana and Michigan. But mostly it's going to be within the range here of about, mostly actually 2 to 4 inches, but, locally up to 5 definitely can be possible in some of those regions there. So, is it going to be a really, really heavy snowmaker for you guys out here in the Central Plains and the Midwest? No, not really, but there will still be impacts with it as well. So definitely need to look out there for that. Now, the official forecast, remember, this is also one model, but the official forecast from the Weather Service has some of those areas actually, getting up to about 6 or so inches. So let's actually look at a different model here. Let's actually pull up the Euro, the ECMWF here. To kind of compare what the GFS had to say, and to be quite fair with you guys, to be quite fair, a lot of pretty much the same thing is what is showing here with the euro. As you can see, the European model also showing widespread amounts of 2 to 4. Some local spots, possibly getting up near 5 or so inches. So that is a possibility. But for, a lot of you folks out here in Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, a lot of you folks are going to be within the range of around 2 to 4, maybe locally 5, maybe upwards of 6. Could be possible. Then, of course, with this current storm out here by, Virginia, what's going on right now, a lot of you folks are actually going to be getting a pretty good amount of snowfall. Some areas, I believe, are going to be getting upwards of 10 inches, especially in some of those upper elevations of Virginia. We really could be seeing quite a bit of snowfall out there for Virginia. So, with this current storm that's going on, please, like I said, avoid travel. You do not want to get caught up in that mess because, it's very dangerous to travel in that amount of snowfall. And so definitely keep that in mind. There also is a little bit of ice involved here too. So if we do hop back to the GFS, actually, you know what? We're going to actually hop to the NAM here. So let's bring up the NAM, the North American model. We're going to hop down to freezing rain accumulations here. So, yeah, there will definitely be a bit of ice, actually a lot of ice included here. And so for a lot of those winter storm warnings and stuff like that, they do include ice as well. Between 1 and 4/10 of an inch. Actually, I just randomly took a winter storm warning here in Southwest Virginia, and it's showing between 1/10 to 4/10 of an inch. So, the models, they're a little bit more aggressive on that, to be quite fair. I don't think we're going to get upwards of an inch or anything like that of ice, like some of the models are suggesting. They do seem to go a little overboard, I've noticed, regarding all that. But still, there still will be heavy amounts of ice falling across, central, southern, southwestern Virginia, a little bit of eastern West Virginia, and also for the western sides here of, North Carolina, essentially. So, and with that being said, believe it or not, like I mentioned, we do have 2 areas that does have winter storm warnings here. Look at this. Additional ice accumulations around 1/2 of an inch. That is a lot of ice. And that would actually be very problematic. Like I mentioned, you get 1/4 of an inch of ice, and that causes some problems, yet alone getting around 1/2 of an inch of ice. That is crazy. And that'll make roads completely untravelable. It'll completely, really good shot of knocking out your power at that point because of how heavy the ice is. It really weighs down those power lines, really does, weigh down those tree branches and trees alone, which, can land on power lines and stuff too. You got to keep that in mind. Yeah, avoid travel, especially being on an inclination there in those upper elevations. It's problematic there. All right, let's see here. Moon River says, thanks, Andrew. Here in northwestern Georgia, water is accumulating quickly on our roads. Love you, kid. Thank you, Moon. I appreciate that, and you're very welcome. Let's see here. Kevin says, is Asheville, North Carolina supposed... hold on. Asheville, North Carolina supposed got snow tomorrow or tonight. I don't know for sure because my weather app was going off, and I got alerts about snow. So... is going to snow in Asheville, North Carolina. Sorry, Kevin. My brain just didn't process what you said, but I know what you're saying, though. So for Asheville, let's see here. We're going to pull up. Where is Asheville? I always do this, man. I'm going to have to look. Oh, yeah, Asheville. That's right. Okay. So Asheville is in the winter weather advisory. Freezing rain, additional ice accumulations of 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. So 4 areas in Asheville, yes, you are in the ice expectancy. So between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch, so basically between 0.10 to 0.25 inches is going to be possible, which, yes, that will cause some issues. So, I would definitely try to avoid travel until those roads are clear. It really worries me, man. It really does, being in those those inclinations, in those upper elevations with ice, because everything's so slick and, it's just, problematic. So I would avoid travel until the roads are clear, personally. You don't want to chance it. You really don't want to. But yeah, we are expecting some, ice and stuff like that. Not really any snow, but we are expecting some ice out there. All right, let's see. Ohio says, what about Ohio, Andrew? So it depends on where you're at in Ohio. Northwestern Ohio, we have another storm system that's rolling through starting tonight, which is already starting to kick off. Which, eventually tomorrow will roll through the region here, driving a bit of snow for you folks. Southern Ohio is currently getting a little bit of winter weather. We do have some winter weather advisories. It just depends on where you're at exactly. But, yes, we are talking a bit of snow out there in some of those regions there for sure. Tabletop says, so Tabletop, in the beginning of the stream, you asked me that already. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I said that you're not going to expect any severe weather. So you're good, man. The only thing we got to look out for, like I mentioned, is, the only thing we got to look out for really is tomorrow's severe weather threat as well as Saturday's. So let's go ahead and bring you guys over here real quickly. So tomorrow and Saturday, we do have those active threats. So, today we do have a little marginal risk out here, but, not really any tornadic activity today, thankfully. However, whenever it comes to it, let's see here. Tomorrow, like we mentioned, we do have that slight risk that we really need to look out for, which we do have a 5% chance for tornadoes. So, a couple of tornadoes definitely could be possible. Will be actually, quite possible overall, and we could see several tornadoes tomorrow. So keep that in mind. We do have a 5% chance, which is a decent tornado risk out here. The main threat is going to be for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and bits of Georgia. So we'll need to look out for that. And, of course, a 2% chance as well. Still an active tornado threat, still an active severe weather threat. Therefore, still need to take it seriously. Damaging winds out here, we do have a 15% chance out there, regarding most of that slight risk area, that level 2 threat. 15% chance where we could see some damaging wind gusts, upwards of 60, maybe 70 miles an hour or so. We'll definitely need to look out there for that. Then lastly, hail. Like we mentioned, hail's not going to be really a problem tomorrow anyways. We'll have to see about Saturday. But as of tomorrow's risk, as of now, there is no active hail threat. So just tornadoes and some damaging winds is kind of the expectancy. And then, of course, like I mentioned here for Saturday, we have a similar setup actually here for Saturday with another storm system rolling through, which will be driving some more severe weather possibilities for pretty much, the exact same areas here, which, does include areas like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, actually going up here towards Tennessee as well, actually going to be in that risk out there for severe weather. A little bit of Georgia, a little bit of eastern Texas, and a little bit of southeastern Arkansas, too, will be in, for the possibility for severe weather. Let's see here. Proxy 2.0 says, I'm calling you Proxy 2.0. Let's see, could I see anything in Damascus? Where is Damascus? I always hear Damascus. I used to live up in Northern Virginia. Let me go ahead and pull this up here for you. So let's go ahead and pull up Damascus, Virginia. Let's see here. Okay, so you, my friend, I don't think you're in any advisories or anything. You're right on the cutoff there. To be honest, I mean, you might see a little bit of wintry precipitation and stuff, but there is no advisories or anything like that anymore, if there was any, for your area. So as of now, you look good. It depends on. I mean, did you already see stuff earlier? Because to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention to this area. It looks like there's a little bit of rain and stuff like that. Let me bring up MEDAR. Let's go ahead and actually pull up like temperatures and stuff like that. That'll be able to help me too. For some of you folks, it just looks like a little bit too warm for that area. So, I mean, you're in no advisory. You're in no warning. If it was supposed to be crazy, they would have that out for you, which they do not. So I think you're good. Let's see here. No problem, table anytime. Let's see here. Mark says it's Southwest Virginia is calm right now. Looks like you guys got a bit of snow out there, though. Yeah, it looks like y'all are in for a little bit of that fun snow stuff. I don't know what that is. I don't know what snow is. I'm here in Florida. I never seen snow in a while. But anyways, so we'll definitely keep it out there for that, guys. And then, like I mentioned, we have a new winter storm that's actually already starting to kick off here. You can already see a little bits of snow starting to develop out here between, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. So we'll definitely need to look out there for that here for tomorrow. Because, yeah, tomorrow the thing's going to really be picking up here. Let's actually bring up our models here. We got the 0 Zulu. Oh, why are these all running low? That's weird. A lot of these are not even rendering full. There might be a problem with the program or something. Here's 18 Zulu. You guys can kind of see this is... we have that winter storm that's rolling through. Once again, that'll be out by tomorrow morning for the most part. But then as that one kind of ends, this one's starting, which will kick its way off across, the Central Plains and the Midwest and whatnot. Let's see here. Kyle says, "Hi, Andrew. Sorry I'm late to the party. I'm in Charlotte, Michigan." Oh, let's see. Let's see. All right, you, my friend, are in a winter weather advisory. Between 4 and 6 inches of snow. Hey, I mean, honestly, that's a pretty good snow. Not gonna lie. 4 to 6 inches, yeah, definitely is enough to cause some problems. Could make roadways very much untravelable. So make sure that you are. I would avoid travel, to be quite fair. I mean, I know it's an advisory, which once again, even advisories. They're advising you. Nice. They're advising you that there is impacts, expected for those regions there. But yeah, I mean, 4 to 6 inches definitely is a problem. That will cause some roadways to become very, very nasty. So I would avoid travel until those roads are clear, for sure. Let's see here. Samuel says, I'm my family or friends in Front Royal or Stanley. Huh? I'm my family or friends at Front Royal or Stanley, Virginia. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, okay. Let's see here. LV says schools got canceled here in central Iowa. Supposed to get about 8 inches. That's crazy, man. Let's see here. Yeah, between 5 and 8 inches expected. You know what? Hey, I tell you what, man. It's crazy because some of the models here are totally different. Let me bring the models. Actually, I'm just gonna bring them over here. Why not? It's not back over to not Canada. Hold up. Let's go back to the U.S. here. And then we'll hop to regional. Yeah, we'll go ahead and see here. All right, we good? Apparently, we had a little bit of a lag there for a minute. I think we're good. Anyways, but yeah, so the models, they're not showing as much. I mean, for example, like the GFS here. Is showing like mostly 2 to 4 inches, locally a little bit higher out there. So that's that. Iowa definitely not getting as much or whatnot. Hopping over here to Euro or ECMWF here. Really not much of a difference, to be quite fair. GDPS, this is the Canadian model. Mostly right around 3 inches or so for most of you folks out there. Let's see your NAM. Mostly 3-4 inches. Yeah, I mean, most of the models here, though, is suggesting about, upwards of 3 or 4 inches or so. You know what? Hold on a minute. Let's actually change this to the... Okay, yep. You know what? I forgot to take cold air into consideration here. I did. So actually, I think they call it the Kashira ratio. So this basically is... taking more of the cooler air into consideration. Yeah, so now that makes sense. That does make sense. Because of how cold it's going to be, too. Let's go and actually look at those temperatures, too, while we're at it. That's right. Yeah, because you can see that there's going to be a lot of really cold air along with that as well. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, honestly, I totally forgot to look at that. But, so let's go ahead and hop back to GFS, and we'll go ahead and redo this here again. Honestly, I'm so used to it, kind of being like, going off of the 10-to-1 ratio all the time. I kind of forgot about this. Yeah, so that does change the game a little bit, adding a little bit more snow. A lot of this is going to be that fluffy, non-clumpy type of snow, as you know. I didn't mean the rhyme there, but yeah, 6-7 inches or so. That's why the Weather Service has it a little bit higher up there, which that definitely does make some sense. All right, let's see here. Watching from Coffeeville, Kansas. Welcome, Brandon. Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Bacon says, "What's up? I'm here again. Do I remember you from last stream?" There's a lot of people I gotta remember. Maybe. I think your name rings a bell. I don't know. Let's see here. Brandon says 1 to 3 inches of snow and ice here. Gotcha. Be careful out there, Brandon. Bacon says, by the way, what's the pink color on the radar? Okay, so this is all freezing rain and whatnot. If you mean the polygons, I'm assuming you mean by the radar itself. Yeah, this pink stuff, this is all freezing rain. So, but the pink polygons, these are winter storm warnings. What's up, Peachy? Welcome. Welcome. The audio is bad. Is it? I don't have my little thing anymore. Maybe I'll I gotta find that thing. I don't know where it went. The little topper that goes on the top of my mic here. Yeah, I'll fix that next stream. Anyways, folks, but yeah, so that's that. Of course, hopping back over here to the active severe weather threats and whatnot. So like I mentioned, tomorrow, guys, we do have a slight risk here. A level 2 severe weather threat for areas out there in Louisiana, portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. We have this level 2 threat out here. So make sure that you guys are actively watching for tomorrow. Once again, this does include areas like New Orleans, which is also not limited to, but this includes areas of New Orleans, Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Montgomery, Alabama. You guys are in the level 2 threat or the big threat for tomorrow. So that's where the greatest chance for severe weather is going to be for tomorrow, is for the areas in the slight risk or that yellow area, okay? Tornado-wise, like I mentioned, we have a 5% chance here for tornadoes, like I mentioned. So we're going to have to look out for, potentially several tornadoes tomorrow. 2% chance across the green, relatively low threat, but it still is an active tornado threat. So keep an eye out there for that. But then, of course, we do have that 5% chance out here as well, which, once again, is definitely a decent threat for tornadic activity. 15% chance out here for damaging wind gusts, once again, between 60, maybe 70 miles an hour, something that we'll have to look out there for as well. And, of course, our 5% chance here. Then, lastly, we do have a less than 5% hail threat, so that's good. So, yeah, main concern tomorrow is going to be between tornadic activity and some damaging winds and whatnot. So we'll look out for that. We'll definitely be live for that. Sounds fine for me. Good. Bacon says, am I going live tomorrow? Yeah. So, yeah, we will go live tomorrow for sure to cover this active threat. Same thing for, let's see here. Same thing for Saturday, too. So tomorrow we do have the slight risk out here. Once again, you guys can see across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. And then, of course, here for Saturday, which is day 5, we do have, pretty much for most of the same areas here in the severe weather threat. So that's Saturday's risk. This is tomorrow's risk. Mostly the same areas here. Let's see here. Moon says, how about north of Atlanta, northwest, and we haven't gotten an update thank you, about tornadoes. Okay, so northwest, it depends on where you're at because, it kind of does range, towards the Atlanta region. If you're north, up there towards like Dalton and whatnot, there's just a general thunderstorm threat, meaning, just a shot for some thunderstorms, not really anything severe. But if you're areas like Rome, we have a marginal risk out here, level 1 threat. You said northwest of Atlanta, so, more than likely you are either in the thunderstorm threat or the marginal level 1 severe weather threat. Tornado probability, as you guys can see here, for the Atlanta region, 2% chance, Rome area, 2% chance, Dalton area, which is, north of the, northwest of Atlanta, we have once again, a general thunderstorm threat, no severe weather is expected there, so. Let's see here. By the way, what's green or yellow on the radar? So that's rain. Green or yellow on the radar is rain. Once again, the pink color, this is freezing rain. This is a little bit of sleet, and of course, the blue is the snow stuff. Let's see. James says, what about the second half of February, which according to other forecasts are predicting a very cold pattern, a couple of big snowstorms. Personally, I don't think it's going to be as cold as January was. But I do think we will have several good snowstorms for February. I mean, February, is still a very active month for winter weather and stuff. I don't think it's going to be as cold as January per se, but I mean, we could definitely have some cold spells. Don't get me wrong. That's for sure. But I don't think it's going to be as cold as January was. But there still will be pretty good winter storms and stuff like that. I mean, right now, we're in an active pattern because we have the storm that's rolling through the mid-Atlantic right now. Then, of course, now a new storm system starting to develop across like the Central Plains, which will, drive its way northeastward through the Midwest, portions of the Ohio Valley. And then, of course, which that will kick up some severe weather in the south. And then, of course, Saturday, we have another storm system coming through, which will, yet again, drive even more severe weather. I'm not too sure about winter weather per se. Let's actually look at that real quickly. I really haven't looked at that. So what day is Saturday? Saturday's the 15th. Okay, so this is 4 days away. So it's too far to look at accumulations or anything like that. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. So there is this is the GFS model, by the way. And you can see another, like, cold front scenario. High-pressure ridging, cooler air shooting down into the country. That warm advection, that warm moisture-filled air pulling up. Classic setup for a cold front and severe weather for the 15th and 16th. In which that'll be out by the 17th overall. Yeah, I mean, from what it looks like, we're in quite an active pattern here for the next little bit. I mean, it's crazy because I've noticed it. This is how it tends to go. We have a couple of weeks where we're active. We have several storms, and then it goes quiet. And then we have more storms, and then it goes quiet. I've noticed that. That's kind of what it seems to be. What it's kind of seemed to be doing for a little bit of this year. It's pretty crazy. But anyways. But yeah, so between tomorrow, like I mentioned, with that active tornado threat and that severe weather threat, we got to look out for that for sure. And of course, Saturday as well. We need to look out there as well. What is sleet? So sleet is those little ice pellets. They're like little balls of ice that fall. They make noise. Honestly, if you guys have ever been outside during sleet, they make that weird noise. A lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways. What's up, Jenny? Hope you're doing good. Am I doing zip codes right now? If so, yeah, I mean, I can. I could do that. Anything to help you guys out? Let's see here. 80138. Gotcha. Colorado. We got a winter weather advisory. 2 to 5 inches. Is sleet like hail? Not really. They form differently. Yeah, they do form differently. And hail is usually much larger than sleet. Sleet is just little itty bitty pellets of ice that fall. Basically, what happens is, in the upper atmosphere, it starts as snow, it falls down as snow, then it melts, turns into a raindrop, and before it hits the ground, it refreezes into a little ice pellet. So basically, it goes from snow and then it hits a warm layer in the atmosphere. It goes to rain, and then it hits a cooler air part of the atmosphere, then it turns back into ice, and that's sleet. Freezing rain would be starts as snow, sometimes falls, goes through a warm portion of the atmosphere, and gets cooler as it gets to the surface. And as it hits the surface, temperature on the ground is freezing, and it freezes. And of course, snow is where it's usually near or at the freezing point or below as it falls through. Anyways. Jenny, coming with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate your support. Thank you very, very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Jenny, I hear you guys are getting some snow out there. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's actually do a little bit of an update. I think you're out here between 4 and 7 inches. Yeah, my dad, he's in Prince William, where I used to live. 4 to 7 inches out there for you guys towards DC. Hey, you know what? That's a pretty good snowstorm. Pretty good snowstorm. Once again, Jenny, thank you for the 10. I really appreciate that, my friend. Really, really do. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good, and hope you enjoy your snow. Let's see here. James says most of our storm tracks here usually to the west of us, since they never go go to our east up coast, which would really give us very big snows. Hold on. Let me try rereading that again. James says, most of our snowstorm tracks are usually to the west of us, since they never go to our east up the coast, which would really give us very big snowstorms if it took the track. Oh, you mean like nor'easters? Yeah. Yeah, we haven't really seen any really big nor'easters this year, to be honest. Haven't seen many of those. Samuel says, when does tornado season start? So, like I mentioned, tomorrow we have an active threat, but tornado season really doesn't kick off until like April, essentially. Couple months. It's soon. It'll be here soon before you know it. Let's see here. What's up, Rock? I hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Storm Chaser Alex says, hi. How are you doing, Andrew? How much snow for 08816? I'm doing good, my friend. Hope you're doing good as well, Alex. Let's see. 08816. This is up in New Jersey, my friend. Actually, you're not in any form of advisory or anything. Okay. So we're going to have to take a step further here. First of all, bring up the models. See what we're expecting out there. Okay. Let's change this regional. Go to the northeast here. So, a lot of it, I think, is going to be south of you, my friend. I don't think you're going to be really seeing... let's see here. Yeah, I really don't think you're going to be seeing a whole lot out there. Okay, so, like, GFS here, the latest GFS model, maybe upwards of an inch or so. Maybe 2 inches. Let's see here. Euro, we got the ECMWF here, which, yeah, kind of shows maybe upwards of 1 or 2 inches. To be fair, I mean, let's take some more models into consideration here. But from what it looks like, models are kind of agreeing on like 1 or 2 inches of snow. Let's do NAM, actually. Let's take a look at the NAM here. This is the 12. Let's go 18 at least. Yeah, the 0 is still rendering here. Yeah, honestly, I would expect about anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, to be quite fair. You're not in any form of advisory or anything like that, but a little bit. Let's see here. K-Jack says most are overlooking 2 big storms moving into Southern California starting tomorrow morning, which we've been getting flooded watches and alerts all day. Gotcha. Yeah, honestly, I really haven't been paying attention much to California as much as I should. There's just so much going on in the east right now. I really do need to pay more attention over there. But like I mentioned, there's 2 active or 2 system, or really 3 upcoming systems coming through. I mean, we have the one through the Mid-Atlantic. We have this one coming up now through the Central Plains, going through the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Tomorrow's active severe weather threat. Saturday's active severe weather threat. So if I'm not paying attention much in the West, I'm sorry. It's just like I mentioned, there's a lot going on for one man to cover here in the East. I mean, it's just very active. Very, very active right now. Let's see. Moon River says, Andrew, yes, weather update between Dalton and Rome, Georgia. Flooding. See, I hear from you. Hold on. What? Hold on. Flooding? I hear from you first. My backyard is flooded. Thank you again. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Let me actually bring up the flooding risks here for tomorrow. I think yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn off the data real quickly. So it does look like, yeah, you are going to be in a slight risk for flooding tomorrow, Moon. So definitely look out for that. So the scale for flooding, unlike severe weather, how it goes from a level 1 to level 5, the higher the number, the more potentially significant it could be. Also, the greater probability it could be as well. So the scale goes from a level 1 to 4 with flooding. And you're in a level 2, so you're kind of on that middle threat for flooding, so which is equivalent to at least a 15% chance, I believe, for flooding. Let me double check on that. I am pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, it is talking a good, 2, maybe 3 inches or so of rainfall and whatnot here. Let me actually bring up the models again for rainfall. Since we looked at snow and everything, I think it would be good if we looked at the rainfall. Let's do total QPF here. Hop down to the south. Yeah, I mean, a lot of moisture. A lot of moisture is going to be kicked up from this system here, as you can see. So over the next little bit here, between now and February 14th, which was Valentine's Day, yeah, between 2 and 3 inches from the NAM is suggesting there. Same thing for areas like northern Georgia, where you're at. Areas out there like Alabama, Mississippi, kind of a long streak of maybe 2-3 inches of rainfall. That's quite a bit. Look at GFS here. GFS, yeah, I mean, look at that. Same thing pretty much. Even locally up 4 inches or so, according to GFS. That's, yeah, pretty high. All right, let's see here. K-Jack wants me to look at 92505. Gotcha. 92505. This is up in California. Okay, so we do actually tomorrow have a flooding threat for your area, my friend. Day 3. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so tomorrow is what? Wednesday? So day 3 would be on Thursday. Okay, so K-Jack, Thursday, you really need to be looking out there. To be quite fair, I mean, I know the flooding threat is bad. I know it's a bad flooding threat, but this will actually really kind of help with those fires that's been going on. I think for the most part, they're done. Those fires have been put out for the most part, from what I hear. But, any water would be kind of good, but there is a lot of it, which will be a flooding problem. So anyways, for you, yes, definitely on Thursday we do need to be looking out there for that. Let's see, Friday, you're also in a little flooding threat. Friday, Saturday, you're good. It looks like you're gonna get a lot of rain on Thursday, which Thursday has you in a almost a moderate. We do have a moderate out there towards Los Angeles for Thursday. That's a pretty big threat for flooding. That's a level 3 out of 4 on the scale. So, yeah. So be careful. Be careful. Definitely, if your area is prone to flooding, take action accordingly. But yeah, a lot of rain will be rolling through your region. Absolutely. All right. Let's see here. Monster wants me to look at 08723. 723. Let's see here. Up in New Jersey. All right, my friend, you got a winter weather advisory. National Weather Service has you between 2 and 4 inches. Locally higher amounts possible. So 2 to 4 inches of snow is expected for your area. So be careful. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Average says, what about Springfield, Missouri? Okay, so Springfield, we got a winter weather advisory. So this is what this new system that's starting to develop here. Let's see here. Additional snow and sleet accumulations up to 1 inch. Ice accumulations around 1/10 of an inch. Periods of freezing drizzle will also be possible at times this evening into tonight and again Wednesday afternoon. So, so snow and sleet accumulations up to 1 inch and ice accumulations around 1/10 of an inch, which, could definitely cause some slippery, sidewalks and, slippery roadways and stuff like that. So please be careful. Definitely, y'all still be careful out there. Not a whole lot of snow, like I said, but it's enough ice and stuff like that to cause issues and whatnot. So, let's see here. What about Tulsa area? Let's see, Tulsa. All right, we got a winter weather advisory for Tulsa. Total snow and sleet accumulations up to 2 inches and a light glaze of ice. So, a light glaze isn't really a whole lot of ice. Very, very low amounts of ice, but there could be a little bit of ice involved, so look out for some slippery sidewalks and whatnot. Total snow and sleet accumulations up to 2 inches, so between the sleet and the snow, 2 inches of accumulation is expected. Let's see here. Oh, the fires are out. That's good. Okay. Let's see here. Alrighty. Let's see. Who's next? We got Polly. Polly wants me to look at 76048. Gotcha. 76048 up in Texas. Okay, so we do not have any form of winter weather advisories, any winter storm watches, or anything like that. So that's good. Let me bring up GFS real quickly. So as of now, also, we do not have any active severe weather threats either for this area. Your weather seems pretty clear, actually. This is too far out to look at this, so don't. Yeah, this is over a week out, so don't pay attention to that. But honestly, you look pretty good, pretty clear for the area out there towards Dallas-Fort Worth area. Look pretty good. All right, Kinda wants me to look at 75135. Gotcha. 75135. Got you, my friend. Also, Texas. Hey, man, we got some people up in Texas. All right, so you are looking pretty good. So yeah, kind of the same thing applies to you as well. Towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area here, really not a whole lot going on. Both regarding severe weather and nothing expected, or winter weather. That's going to be north of you. You're looking pretty good. Nothing really expected for you. Sniper says 66720. I know I got snow coming. Let's see here. 66720. This is up in Kansas. You, my friend, are in a winter weather advisory. Between 2 and 4 inches of snow from the National Weather Service as of now is in the forecast. So look out there for that. And like we mentioned, the storm is already starting to kick off across this region. So yeah, a lot of that's going to start rolling through overnight. It will be rolling through overnight. So definitely keep an eye on it. That is enough to cause some impacts and stuff. So be careful. Alrighty. Let's see here. You're welcome. No problem. Anytime. See here. What's up? Sean, hope you're doing good. Welcome. Charlotte wants me to look at 30427. Gotcha. 30427 up in Georgia. All right, so we do have a little bit of a flooding risk here for hold up. When is this? I think I changed this. Yeah, day 3. So this is Thursday. A little bit of a flooding threat Thursday. Tomorrow, you're looking pretty good. Or today, you're looking pretty good. Tomorrow, you're good as well. That severe weather is just going to be to your west, so that's not going to be an issue as of now. Yeah, no winter weather or anything like that expected either. We might have some storms, though, rolling through for the 13th, for the 12th or the 13th here, as we do have that line kind of pushing through. As of now, there is no active risk for that area, but we'll see what the SPC does as that storm continues to roll through. We'll just have to see what kind of condition the line and stuff like that's in by the time we do get there. Anyways. All right. All right, Lake Effect wants me to look at 14120. Gotcha. 14120. This is up in New York. You, my friend, have a winter weather advisory. Oh, wow. Look at this. Total snow accumulations 2 to 4 inches. Okay, so that's how much snow you can expect. Ice accumulations around a few hundredths of an inch. That's like trace amounts of ice. That's actually crazy. I don't think I've ever recalled them saying a few hundredths of an inch. I probably have somewhere for many years of forecast. I just don't recall ever seeing a few hundredths of an inch. Ice threat's pretty low. Main thing you gotta look out for is the snow, though. 2 to 4 inches of snow. But this area you're in is obviously very much used to snow. So that's really not a lot for you folks. All right, let's see here. KJack says, thank you so much, Andrew. I appreciate you putting a bit of spotlight in our area. Hopefully that will help others out there. Yeah, no problem, KJack. And like I mentioned, I'm sorry that I don't look out west as much as I need to. With everything going on here, like I mentioned, with these 3 systems we have, the one across the Mid-Atlantic, the one going through the Central Plains and whatnot, then Saturday's event, not only is there winter weather threats, but there's severe weather threats, flooding threats, so it's a lot. Like I said, there's so much stuff going on right now. It's just a lot to keep up with. It really is, especially for a one-man team. It's a lot, for sure. Let's see here. Sean says, "Can I check on the snowstorm I'm in?" Sure. Where's your location? I can pull it up for you and give you a little bit of an update. Here, let's pull up current radar here. Top to MRMS nationwide radar, basically. So here's what it looks like now. Seems like we're getting a lot of it out there by Virginia currently. Virginia, Maryland, getting a lot of that heavy stuff right now. Delaware, too. Bits of New Jersey. It looks like it's kind of spotty, though, out here by, like, the Ohio Valley and whatnot. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the heavy stuff right now is falling across, like, central Virginia at the moment. No problem, Sniper, anytime. All right, let's see here. Sean says, I'm still in a winter storm warning. Gotcha. KJax said, I totally understand. I appreciate it, my friend. let's see here. Hart says schools closed in Norman, Oklahoma. I am not sure. I don't really follow up with that, to be honest. I mean, what I can tell you, though, Norman, Oklahoma, we do have an advisory in effect for ice accumulations around a 10th to 15th hundredths of an inch. Okay, so that's 0.1 to 0.15 inches. Which, yeah, I mean, that could cause some slippery conditions and stuff. I don't know if it's going to be enough to close school or whatnot. I mean, you know, I don't know. Some districts and counties are totally, like, different than others, and I'm not really familiar with this area, to be honest. But, anyways. Let's see here. I'm in Gainesville. I'm assuming, where's that, Georgia? Yeah, there's a lot of Gainevilles. There's a lot of Gainevilles in the U.S. So you might need to be a little bit more specific. Might help out a little bit. Frankie says, what about Alta Vista? Let's look. Alta Vista. What is this? You said which one? Virginia. Gotcha. Oh wait, I put 2 L's. That's why it's not working. I think so. Here, let me just like copy your message here. Yeah, for some reason, it's not one to work. Why is this not pulling up? You know what, Frankie? Do you have a zip code? That'd be much easier, actually, because it's not one to pick it up for me. Let's see. Frankie says, watching from Live Oak. Good to have you here, my friend. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, we have Mark coming in with a $10 super chat. Mark, my man, thank you. Thank you so much, Mark. Coming in with a $10 super chat saying cheeseburger fund. Enough said. Hey, you know what? That sounds pretty good. Mark, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you, dude. Seriously, that's greatly appreciated. And yeah, I mean, I'll put that towards a cheeseburger fund. That does sound pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. You're making me hungry now. But thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks for the 10. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. My backyard's flooded here in Huntsville, Alabama. Ooh. You guys are actually going to be getting a lot more rain out there, Rob. So like we were looking at it a little bit ago. So this is GFS. GFS is suggesting like a streak of maybe 2, 3, upwards of 4 inches or so. It does range. Some models show a little bit different, like Euro here. Actually, Euro is pretty spot on, though. Actually, a little bit more, according to Euro here. Possibly more, upwards of 5 or 6 in some spots. Alabama, for the most part, is going to be within the range of like 2 to 4 inches for the most part. The only area that's really going to see the lowest amount is like southern Alabama. But for central and northern Alabama, especially that kind of north-central area, yeah, y'all are going to get hit hard by that rain. So be careful. All right, Lucas. Got you, my friend. Let's see. 30736. Gotcha. 30736. Let's see. Up in Georgia, you are not in any active severe weather risks, yet alone any active winter weather. So as of now, you're not in any form of big risk. However, I ain't done. We do have a little bit of a concern here for tomorrow with flooding. So that's actually your only issue. Actually, that's kind of what we were just looking at. You know, some of you folks out there could be up in the range of maybe 4 or 5 inches. According to Euro, GFS is kind of on the same boat as well, actually. You know, showing some of those areas out there, maybe upwards of like 3, maybe 4 inches or so. Definitely prep for heavy rain. That's way too far. Don't look at that. But yeah, definitely prep for heavy rain because there is going to be a lot of it, okay? So please be careful. Please be careful. Flooding will be a potential concern for your area. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. But once again, Mark, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the 10. Thank you. All right. Frankie says, my son's home, not sure the zip in Alta Vista. Is it Alta Vista or Alta? Hold up. This could be game-changing here, guys. Ah, here we go. I got it. Hey, it's Alt Vista. I thought it was Alta. Wait, it is Alta Vista. What is going on with my program, man? That's weird. Anyways, I got it now, Frankie. Additional snow and sleet accumulation. So this takes into consideration, or does not take into consideration what they already got. But as of the latest update here, accumulations up to 4 inches, and ice accumulations between 1/10 to 3/10 of an inch. Okay, so ice could be a big problem. Up to 3/10 of an inch is very much problematic. In which, if that did occur, that would be a huge issue. In terms of really weighing down those power lines, causing a lot of, a lot of power outages potentially, a lot of trees and branches coming down potentially as well. So, yeah, please be careful. Please be careful. Or tell them to be careful, I should say. And also up to 4 inches of snow, too, on top of that. So, yeah, impacts could be pretty heavy out there, both in ice and snow. So, definitely keep an eye on it. Alrighty, let's see here. Jenny coming in with another 10. Thank you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate your support. Huge thank you goes to Jenny. Seriously, I really appreciate your support. Both Mark and Jenny, you guys are awesome. I appreciate y'all's help tonight. Thank you very, very much. Jenny, thank you for the 10. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Like I said, that helps us out a ton for the people who have supported us. Huge thank you, as you guys really do help keep us on our feet and help keep everything rolling smoothly, so I appreciate you. Jenny, once again, thank you so much for the 10. I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Brad, got you, my friend. Wants me to look at, let's see, 61701. Gotcha. 61701. This is up in Illinois. Okay, so you're right outside of those winter storm warnings here. You are in a winter weather advisory, my friend. Mixed precipitation expected. Total snow accumulations between 2 and 4 inches north of I-72. Ice accumulations around 1/10 of an inch south of Decatur and to Dansville line. So, looks like you're going to be right around between 2 and 4. Because, yeah, you're north of 72. Yeah, so between 2 and 4 inches is kind of what you're looking at. All right. Jenny says we appreciate you. Right back at you, Jenny. Thank you once again. I really appreciate you, and I hope you're enjoying all your snow, Jenny. It looks like you guys are getting it pretty good out there. My dad actually sent me a video earlier of him driving in the snow, which I would highly advise against. Wait till those roads are clear, man. You don't want to go out in that mess. But I know how much you love your snow, and so enjoy it. Like I mentioned, you guys this year actually out by the Mid-Atlantic, and for a little bit of an above-average season. It's already been above average. I mean, shoot, we've already had 2 or 3 good snowstorms this year, compared to some years where we haven't really had any of them. Yeah, enjoy it, Jenny, for sure. Once again, thank you though for your support. I really appreciate you. But like I mentioned, everybody, hey, you know what? If you guys have any zip codes or anything like that you want me to take a look at, feel free to. Like I said, feel free to let me know if you guys have any questions with zip codes or just any questions in general. Like I said, we'll be here for y'all. But once again, everybody, thank you all for joining. I think here soon we're probably going to head off here. We've been live over an hour, but I will stay a little bit longer if you guys have any more questions. I just want to make sure I can help out in as many ways as possible. Once again, tomorrow we are going to do coverage. It's going to be needed. It's going to be needed because we do have that 5% tornado threat tomorrow, which we'll have to look out for. Real quickly, all right, Braven, I got you. Real quickly before I head off stream, though, I will look at the models in the severe weather and stuff. All right, Braven, I got you. You are actually not under any advisories or anything as of now. However, I will say it's going to be very cold for you folks out there. So be careful regarding the cold air and stuff like that. But, any winter impacts, not really expected. You're pretty good. See your Jazz says, thanks for your time and mods. No problem, Jazz. Good to have you here. And hope you have a wonderful night, my friend. All right, Samuel, 39183. 39183. Mississippi. Okay, so this area is actually in the marginal risk for tomorrow. It's a slight risk for flooding, by the way. Let's actually turn off the flooding threat real quickly. But regarding like severe weather and stuff, you are in a level 1 marginal risk out here. So you do have a threat for a little bit of severe weather. So keep an eye out there for that. Yeah, definitely be looking out there for that. We'll have to see if the SPC updates anything like that and stuff like that, because who knows? There could be an expansions or anything like that for your area. So yeah, we'll definitely be live tomorrow. So I would recommend tuning in the stream every once in a while just to make sure everything's going good. Like I said, we'll cover everything with the warnings and stuff like that. So hope to see you guys tomorrow as well. JT says thank you, no problem, very welcome. Braven says thank you so much. God bless you and your family. Thank you, Braven. I appreciate that. You're welcome, Samuel. No problem. Lucas, that's not good, man. I'm glad that you made it out okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm really sorry you had to go through that. That's terrible, dude. Terrible. But once again, it's glad that you made it out okay. That's a lot of that's what matters, man. It really does. Lisa says, thank you. We appreciate you and your time to share with us and keep all of us updated on these systems rolling through our areas. No problem, Lisa. Very welcome. One last thing I do want to do, like I said, before we roll off here, is I do want to take a quick look at like the wrap and the NAM and stuff. That way, we can kind of see the ingredients that's in place for tomorrow, because I'm a little curious to see what we're looking. All right, let's do 0 Zulu. Got the latest long range. Latest long range. Okay, so it does look like, so instability-wise, areas out there by like southern Mississippi and Louisiana out there really could be in for a bit of instability. So basically what I'm looking at here is the fuel, or the juice, the thunderstorm juice we call it, or I call it. Especially down south, there's pretty good amounts of instability. The only thing is like areas up north, like towards like upper Alabama and like upper Mississippi, I'm not really seeing a lot of instability for you guys. Let's see if that changes with the models. Okay, so here's RAP. Okay, so there you go. There's a big difference there. So RAP actually suggests, hey man, I mean, that's over 1,000 joules of instability. That's a pretty good amount of energy. I ain't gonna lie. For this time of the year, that's a pretty good amount of instability. So I see that. Lower level jet, 40 knots or so. Okay, enough to get some potentially strong tornadoes even. Let's see here. Mid level, 70 knots. Dude, you know what? Dew points upper 60s. That's actually pretty high for this time of the year. I ain't gonna lie. So with dew points in our upper 60s, pretty good indicator of strong moisture advection. Lower level wind shear, about 40, 45 knots, upwards of 50 knots in some areas. Mid-level shear, about 70, 65, 70 knots or so. And instability about nearly over 1,000 joules per kilogram. I'm about to make a take, okay? Y'all listen here. This is my opinion. Will this happen? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an enhanced tomorrow. I'm calling it now. Given this type of setup with this amount of instability, yeah, even NAM that's really supporting over 1,000 joules per kilogram of instability. Lower level jet, 45, 50 knots. Mid-level jet, 65 to 70 knots. And our moisture here about upper 60s, mid-upper 60 dew points. I think it'll go enhanced. I do. That's my opinion. Hey, take that how you want it. Right now it's a slight risk, but I would not be surprised if we do have a 10 sig for tornadoes tomorrow. Given that. And how strong our wind shear is too, and how much instability, I would not even be surprised if we have like a 30% wind threat. Here, okay, so this is my official predictions here. This is my opinion. Once again, take that how you want it. I think we'll have probably a 10% SIG risk for tornadoes tomorrow. I think we'll have probably a 30% non-SIG wind risk for tomorrow. And I think probably a 5% hail threat for tomorrow too. Let me look at those. Let's actually grab some soundings here real quickly. I just want to grab one across like Mississippi. Dude, yeah. Wow. Good moisture. Instability mixed throughout the atmosphere. I mean, see, D-Cape, pretty low, 400. Yeah, I think we're going to go enhanced. I really do. I think tomorrow will be enhanced for sure. That's my opinion. Take it how you want to. Do not be surprised if you see a big enhanced tomorrow. Like I said, we'll cover it, though. We'll make sure to be live for it. Okay? Alrighty, folks. Well, I appreciate y'all's time. Thank you for joining us. Once again, we'll catch you guys later tomorrow here with some more updates and, like I said, coverage. So I hope to see you guys there. Please be careful, okay, regarding winter weather and everything else. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Once again, a big thank you to our supporters tonight. Thank you very, very much. Big thanks goes to Jenny and Mark. Thank you guys for the donations. Once again, you guys really do help us out, keep us afloat, keep everything running. Like I mentioned, we couldn't do it without y'all support like that, so I really appreciate you. So thank you to everybody who has donated. Thank you for everybody who's joined as well. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, leaving a like. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Sonia says you're not the only one that says it. Go enhance. You're pretty much spot on. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see how that plays out. I mean, I'm not SPC after all, but we'll definitely look and see. Would not be surprised though if we do have a at least I think we'll have a 10 sig tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie with you. Given what was it, 45, 50 knot lower level jet, 65, 70 knot mid level jet, moisture advection mid upper 60 dew points, upwards of 1,000 and some actually a little higher, over 1,000 joules per kilogram of mixed layer instability. So between the wind shear, the kinematics, the moisture, and the instability, I think we'll be in for it. So we'll have to look out for a couple strong tornadoes, I think, tomorrow. Okay? All right, everybody. You all take care. Much love to you. Once again, thank you all for joining. Huge shout out goes once again to Jenny and Mark. Thank you guys once again for your support. And all right, everybody. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Be careful. Please be careful. If you guys are in the winter weather areas, only travel if necessary. And if you do, drive slow because, like I mentioned, it is very dangerous out there. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.